of them men think they freak just like we do, but no they don't. Disrespect come out they neck, disrespect us, no they won't. Boy, don't even try to touch this. Crazy, crazy is how they make baby.
Malia and Marsha, Bridget G and Destiny. Visionary women, who we miss? Ani, come on, visionary women, let's go.
Tell me what you think about me. Got my own diamonds and I got my own rings. Only bring your belly when it's feeling lonely. When it's all over, please get up and leave.
Hey.
Tell me what you feel about this. Do what I want and how I want to live. It's hard to sacrifice to get what I get. Ladies, it ain't easy being independent.
Throw your hands up at me.
All the ladies that truly feel me.
Throw your hands up at me. Visionary women.
What's up?
Somehow we break these people off angel style. Visionary, independent beauty. No one else is
Woman, it's all in me, yeah. Anything you want to
Come on, y'all, wake it up. Come on, visionary women, where y'all at? Come on. Everyone, wake it up.
It's all in me.
Yeah. Come on. I feel what they say. Whoa.
You guys feeling really good today? All smiles, I know what it takes to fool this town. And I'll do it through the nighttime. And all through the nighttime. Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Put my sunglasses on as I shed a tear. It's never the right time.
I put my armor on to show you who I am. I put my armor on to show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable today.
Break down, I ain't only I can cry out loud. And I've never seen it go down just the way it is, yeah.
I know, I heard to let your feelings grow. It's the only way to make the friendship grow.
Oh yeah.
I'm so free now.
Put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. Woo! I'm so unstoppable. I'm a force of no brakes. I'm invincible. I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident.
arguably among the most famous athletes on the planet. They've taken their long fight for equal pay to the next level.
Thank you all so much, and congratulations to all the powerful women in this category.
People are looking at you going, I want to be like Alex. I think for women's sports, it's going to help funding.
You want to make your wish come true, especially as a young girl. I think growing up with sports really gives you that confidence.
Badass, amazing women continue to show that we are more than just athletes.
Coming to the stage for a special conversation is one of the greatest soccer players ever, a two-time World Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, and fierce advocate for equality and reform within her sport, Alex Morgan. Joined by UK Olympic track and field superstar and gold medalist in the Commonwealth Games, Louise Hazel.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you.
Alex, what a pleasure. What a room. We were just walking in, right? And we're just saying, the outfits that we've seen today, can we just elaborate?
Amazing, and also Ray's choir, putting on a show like this.
Incredible.
It got me hyped.
I know, I'm feeling super inspired. I feel like maybe we should just slide the sandals off and go for a kickabout on the lawn.
Yes.
Are you with us?
And put on Girls
Hands up,
Run the
who's in?
World.
Yeah, exactly. Goalposts up. Now, Alex, two-time World Cup winner, Olympic gold medal. Come on, let's have a bit of commotion. Olympic gold and bronze medalist. What would young Alex think of her achievements?
She wouldn't have ever dreamt that it was possible because at the time it wasn't. There was no professional league. There was no pathway to becoming a professional athlete. But I saw the Olympics on TV when I was 7, and I said, I want to be there one day.
Was there ever a hunt for real? Was there a person that you could look to for inspiration when you were growing up? Or was there were we just simply not there yet in women's soccer?
We watch TV a lot at home, sports, not just any TV, sports specifically, and it was a lot of men's sports. But my mom was the one who always kept my dreams alive when I said I wanted to play professional soccer and there wasn't a pathway. She said, let's do it. You'll be the first. So she was really the one that kept me going even when I tore my ACL, I had injuries, I had setbacks. She told me to keep going, and she drove and flew me all across the country to do anything and everything I wanted to be in this moment, to have those championships and that Olympic gold medal. So I have her to thank.
Bravo, we have her to thank as well. Thank you, Alex's mum. You mentioned setbacks. I imagine there are so many women in this room today that are fighting against perhaps a glass ceiling, fighting against something that they're struggling with at work, maybe at home. When we talk about setbacks, how have they allowed you to grow? Was there one specific setback for you, injury, career, failure, a loss, that was a real pivotal moment? And how did you channel that into growth?
Yeah, well, what a lot of people think when they think of the name Alex Morgan, who are close to sport or women's soccer, think of maybe the face of U.S. soccer or the face of the NWSL, but it wasn't a linear path for me. It was everything but. I worked extremely hard to stay on rosters, to get called back to another World Cup or another Olympics. I had many injuries, and there was a lot of times, especially after giving birth to my daughter, where I was left out of a roster for I don't know what reason. So I had to just put my head down and work, and just know that I believed in myself and my family believed in me, and I wasn't gonna chirp back. All I was gonna do is just make them not be able to omit me, not be able to put me off to the side. I was going to force my way in, and I think just looking back, I feel like that resilience has helped me so much when I moved into my new career path and leaving the playing field behind and moving into entrepreneurship and business, owning a business, managing a business, starting a venture fund with my husband, and ownership with the San Diego Wave as well. It's really that resilience of being told no over and over again, or being on the cusp of being left out, that I'm like, I'm going to force you to say yes. I'm going to force you to be like, not to turn away with, how I present myself and how I keep showing up day in, day again.
Where do you think that leadership quality comes from within you? Is it mum? Is it dad?
A little bit of both, but I think just growing up on the national team, I had really incredible mentors, and one being Abby Wambach. She brought, my first camp on my first day going in with the national team, I saw Abby and I was so intimidated. I mean, she's 6 foot tall. You can't really ignore her. Big presence too, big personality. And I just walked into the hotel and I'm like, hi, I'm Alex. She's like, hey, I'm Abby. Like, what do you need? Anything you need, let me know. Like, I'm here for you. Just go out there, be yourself, be confident. And from the very start, I was just like, oh, like, I have confidence now because of the confidence she brought to me. So it's that sort of mentorship, that sort of support of women supporting other women and kind of paving the way for the next generation that I have to forever thank.
Now, there are so many of us, I think, that are engrossed in teamwork, right? This is absolutely pivotal to becoming not only a national champion, an Olympic champion, and a World Cup champion. Now, I'm a solo sport athlete. I did the heptathlon at the Olympic Games. This is a completely different beast. What would you recommend as a team player that you definitely don't do in a team? What is the one thing? I mean, there must have been people on the team that you saw perhaps sometimes sabotage their opportunities. Was there one thing you were like, definitely not doing that?
It's just a selfishness. When you're in a team sport, even when you're, working in a job and collaborating together with colleagues, it's okay, I'm just going to do this for personal gain, and that never pans out well, ever. I mean, taking it back to Abby Wambach, she told me, yes, I've scored this many goals, but I want you to score more than me. Like, records are made to be broken. And so that's always what I thought when it comes to a team sport or collaborating with people, is you have to bring your best self to do the task that needs to be done. Like, you don't have to do it all. You just have to do what you're told to do the best that you possibly can. And I found that with the team, that's why we were so successful, because we had 99.9% of the people bought into to the team, to doing everything and doing your part for the greater good of the team, for the success of the team, even knowing that there might only be one or two players highlighted each game, or, the goal scorers might get more notoriety than the center backs or the midfielders that do the dirty work and run twice as much as the forwards. But you all know you're doing it for the success of the team, and that at the end of the day, when you win an Olympic gold medal, you all win that medal together.
You absolutely do. Now, ladies, hands up. Can I get a show of hands if you feel like you've ever been in a situation whereby perhaps you're the only woman in the team, perhaps you feel like you're perhaps even being held down by other women that you expected would lift you up. Can I get a show of hands if anyone's ever felt like that? Yeah, fair few. I think it's safe to say we've still got some work to do, right? With women lifting each other up and helping each other on. Alex, I'm sure you've experienced that. I feel like the world of business and the world of careers and sport are so synonymous. How and what information, what kind of advice would you give to women who feel like their peers aren't supportive of the collective goal?
I think you have to focus on what you can give. We don't have the time and energy to be correcting other people and how they're going to operate a business, how much they're going to be giving into, a relationship or, a job. So you have to focus on yourself and what you bring to the table and the confidence in what you bring to the table. And then, mentoring and leading the next generation in the way that Abby did for me, in the way that I hope to do for these current San Diego Wave players who are 18, 19 years old, getting their first paycheck, wondering what to do with it. Actually, 16 years old.
What do you recommend?
Saving it, obviously.
Smart. Mine will have gone on a handbag by about lunchtime. Now, for those of you that don't know, Alex played forward, which is by far the most kind of aggressive and strong and speedy position, I would say, on the pitch. Now, that does not surprise me when she was one of the pivotal athletes that changed the way that women's sports kind of operated in the drive for equal pay. Alex, why was it you? Why were you that kind of front runner, that leader? And what did you see as an effective strategy that you needed to implement in order to create change?
We were all bought in. Every single player on the team, current and former, we're all bought in and knowing that we were undervalued for years. And so coming together, we were so much stronger together than having 3, 5, or maybe 15 players coming in to file this lawsuit against our employer. And there was a lot of fear of backlash, not only from fans and media, but also our employer. Like, am I going to have a job next month? Like, or are they going to find 25 replacements for all of us that just filed the lawsuit? It was really scary times, and it was also a really long road to finally settling on equal pay, because we filed the lawsuit in 2019. We didn't settle until 2022, but we actually filed the EEOC claim back in 2016. So this is, you talk about 6 years since we started this fight, and after those 6 years, 90% of those players were no longer on the team. So you took 6 years to, fight against your employer, years still to mend that relationship, still being mended, but all these players, including myself, aren't necessarily reaping the benefits of what we fought for 4 years. It was a second job. Going to multiple failed mediations, being deposed, getting on calls late nights, early mornings with our legal teams, going on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts at 2:30 in the morning on the West Coast. It was, not really glamorous and exciting times, but you knew that it was the next step for what this team deserved, and also just the women's sports landscape, what was needed. And we've seen this beautiful, what we like to call butterfly effect, not only in women's soccer and with the NWSL, but globally with all of the leagues and the valuations of these teams. You're seeing 5 years ago, a valuation of a team being 2-3 million that you could buy into, now being 250 million in 5 years.
Let's go. I love that.
So it is really incredible. And when I came into it, I didn't anticipate all the work that was needed. But once we were in the thick of it, it was like, well, you can't give up now. You're up against female athletes that have made it to the top of their game. If there's anything we know not to give up.
Absolutely. Hear, hear. How can people outside of the sport help to continue that legacy that you started? What is the one thing that you think that women's soccer, women's sports needs most?
I think it's mostly about accessibility and investment. The product is there, but to give the platform to these female athletes, not only in soccer or in basketball, but in golf or in winter sports or whatever it may be, having the platform and accessibility to be able to watch these incredible women are really important. One of the biggest reasons that I started my media company called Together 4 years ago was because of exactly that. There was a big lack of accessibility. Women's sports coverage was 4% of total sports coverage back in 2020. It's now upwards of maybe around 20 or 25%. I think I'm being generous with that percentage. But I'm proud of my media company and what companies like that have done in the last 5 years to grow that percentage and grow the access to women's sports, because the product is there, the stories are there, they just need a platform to be told.
They absolutely do. Now, you recently became an owner in San Diego Wave FC. Come on, shout out San Diego, your home team. What are the biggest challenges and opportunities that you've encountered moving from former player now through to owner?
Yeah, and you guys recently got to hear from Lauren, who's majority owner of the San Diego Wave.
How much do you own?
What?
How much do you own?
Way less than her. But it was great to see her today and catch up. But when it comes to going from a player to an owner, I feel like there's really valuable information that I've been able to collect as I've gone through the lawsuit, CBA negotiations, just learning about the business side of things and wanting to dig in more. And as I've, transitioned my playing career to now like businesswoman, I had a lot of overlap. I started getting into investing and really, very eager to learn a lot about especially investing in sports teams and leagues, in particular women, over the last 5 or 6 years. And I've had opportunities to do so, and one being the San Diego Wave. And it was just a no-brainer for me because I was one of the first players to be brought into the San Diego Wave. I helped build the Wave from nothing back in 2022 when we had our inaugural season after about 10 years in the NWSL. And I knew it was going to be my forever home. And so I moved to San Diego. I was able to build a club that I was so proud of and take a big part in growing a big brand in a community like San Diego, to be able to have the first professional women's sports team in San Diego at the time. Now we have the Mojo, which is women's basketball, and we have a couple other women's sports teams looking to start in San Diego. But it just really opened my eyes to, wow, like this is an opportunity that I can go from player to owner, and I can continue with this club and continue the passion that I have for this project that was nothing a couple of years ago and has grown into something really incredible, something I'm really proud of, and something my kids will be really proud of. My daughter's 5 years old, and so for her to see this all unfold in front of her eyes and to finally start to understand like what mom did, what mom does, and understand like that, yeah, I did score a lot of goals in my life, but now I'm on
123 national goals, 60 career goals, just a few.
Yeah. She's like, so why are they, what's honoring me and why are they doing the honoring to you tonight? I'm like, well, you see, mommy was really good at soccer at one time. She's like me? I'm like, yeah, like you.
Almost so humbling, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But it is incredible, and I just feel like leaning on my experience as a player and using that now as an investor, it's really unique because I don't come from the business world. I'm really eager to learn, and I'm growing every day now in this new career path, but it's really fun to be able to rely on my last 20 years as a professional athlete.
It's an incredible work, Alex. It really is. I want to talk about the Alex Morgan Foundation because not only are you leaving a legacy behind at the San Diego Wave, you're now forging one for future athletes. Tell us a little bit more about that and the organizations that you're supporting.
When people talk about legacy, they talk about leaving the game in a better place than where you found it. And for me, when I think about legacy, I think about leaving my community in a better place than I found it. And that's exactly why I started the Alex Morgan Foundation about 3 years ago. I moved to San Diego. I'm I'm an LA native, and I wanted to move back to California, so my husband's from San Diego, so I'm like, okay, close enough. So we moved to San Diego, and immediately, I feel like I'd been living out of a suitcase for 15 years of my life, because I went from Seattle to Portland to New York to Orlando to France to England. I played a couple months, back to Orlando. So finally, when I landed in San Diego, I'm like, this is home. Like, this is not a house, this is home, and this is where I want my kids to say that they're from, to be raised, and to be proud of their community. So when we talk about legacy, it's being proud of what I'm doing in my community, knowing that soccer was a platform that gave me the opportunity to be able to do something good, especially in the community that my kids are going to be raised in, and very proud of. So my foundation focuses on 3 things. Sports equity is a major thing, building confidence and opportunity for girls through sport, and support of new moms. We have our recent initiative is a Coaching Moms Initiative, which provides childcare grants for college female coaches, because coaching is a grind for everyone. The hours are endless, but especially for female coaches who are trying to start a family, it seems almost impossible to be able to do both. So to be able to highlight them and give even a small grant to help with childcare expenses is our latest initiative. But we're really proud of it. And next week we actually have our annual fundraising gala. So this is just a great opportunity to be able to talk about that and to be able to highlight my foundation that's 3 years into its existence.
Incredible, guys. Just to let you know, that gala is sold out, but she's selling tickets for next year. So why is, supporting women's coaching so important? As an athlete in track and field, all of my coaches were male, up until I think my very last coach, who was actually ended up being my teammate, and she transitioned to be my coach in the end. And why do you think it's so important for female athletes to have those female role models, to be able to have people that perhaps were gone before them to step into those mentorship, those coaching roles? What's the difference to a female athlete?
I think just the understanding of, especially for a teenager, what you're going through. Maybe you're going, through puberty, or you have your period, or you're figuring out, the balance of life and school and sports. Just having a female coach being able to resonate with that and understand exactly what they're going through does make a difference. Now, I've had incredible male coaches, but also I mostly have only had male coaches, and still to this day in the NWSL, in a lot of professional leagues, I would say it's probably more led by males than women than females. And so both U.S. Soccer, the foundation, and a lot of other organizations are trying to make a push for women. Also with the NWSL, like as a player, they will pay for players to get their licenses to be able to coach. And this is as you're still a player, you can go in the off season to do the certification for it. So I think there's a lot of things being done now, but that takes 5, 10, 15, 20 years to really seep into the community. So having, we talk about female role models. We talk about women supporting women. We talk about confident women leading the next generation, and those girls who become women and grow up really just being great leaders. It starts with those coaches, and a coach is whoever you feel is important to you in your life. Like for me, I consider my mom my coach. She has coached me so much through life. I consider, my teammates at times my coaches, but to have the opportunity to have sports coaches be females and have the opportunity for them to be more accessible just wasn't the case. So I really hope that there are more female coaches, and we're trying to do our part to make that happen.
think there's almost this culture that exists of, taking that bet on a female coach is almost like a risk. And I feel like you kind of get to the top of sport and you look around and the majority of your staff is predominantly male. But I can honestly say in the years that I spent with my female coach, I never had someone understand me more, be able to pull those performances out more, be able to empathize more. And that's not to say that I didn't have great male coaches like you said, Alex, I absolutely did. But I think we're now of that kind of time and that age where it's really not a risk. Like, we bring life into this world every single day. Like, we do amazing.
Like, actually, we bring life.
Real life.
I did it 6 months ago.
Exactly. Congratulations, by the way. And it's your son's Enzo, is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
Enzo,
adorable.
he's 6 months old.
And Charlie is?
Charlie, my daughter, is 5.
Adorable. Congratulations. You really are doing it and have done it all. Congratulations. I just feel
attempting.
Yes. No, doing. You've turned up, hair's done, nails are done. Let's go, girl. And sometimes that's the biggest achievement, isn't it? Let's face it. Yeah, so I feel like we have to stop thinking of women as this big risk and actually start thinking of women as the people who we can count on and we can bet on every single time. Now, speaking of motherhood, how do you balance it all, Alex? The foundation, now you're into venture, you've got the ownership at San Diego Wave. How are you coping? First and foremost, how has it been the past 6 months? 2 children now, not 1. Do you find time for yourself? Do you find time for yourself, your husband, your relationship? I'm literally asking for all the tea right now.
Yeah. It's been so wonderful. Just finishing my playing career, I just knew I was ready. I knew I was ready to move on, find a new career path, or, really ramp up my other businesses to full-time. And when I had my second child, I just, really wanted to spend a lot more time with my kids. And now on work trips, a lot of times I would bring my daughter on soccer trips most of the time. And it was like, I had my training, and then we would go back to the room, and she'd be like, I want to go somewhere. I want to go to a museum. I want to go to the park. And I would be like, well, I have to save my energy for the game and blah, blah. But I don't need to do that anymore. Like, when I go on work trips, I want to bring my kids, and I want to explore the city, not just explore the hotel that I did for so long. So it's just a different outlook, and it's just really nice to be able to try to balance it all and be able to prioritize my family in a way that I wasn't ever able to do, because my schedule, everything I did, thought, ate, slept, anything revolved around soccer. And now I get to choose where I put my time, and that's really nice.
That's wonderful. I love that. What do you think the future of women's sport needs and looks like in the next 5 to 10 years?
Women's soccer. Wait, say that again.
Women's sport. Did I say
sport.
Soccer? My brain.
No,
women's
I
sport
think you
in
did say
general.
sport.
Yeah.
I just look at where it's come the last 15 years. I started playing professionally, about 15, 16 years ago. And I mean, I'll tell you, my parents were lucky to get a Twitter update of our game score, let alone on TV. That just didn't exist. So to see where it's come in the last 10 to 15 years, I can't even begin to grasp or understand where it can go the next 10 years. Wherever you think it can go, think bigger, 20 times bigger. Because where it is now in comparison, I'm blown away. I'm really proud. Just to see the investment, the accessibility of women's sports, the notoriety of female athletes globally, the leagues popping up for, different sports all around the world. I want to say Olympics 2028, there will be more women competing than men for the first time too.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So it's just think bigger, think
Am
bigger.
I right in thinking in 2024, Paris was the first time we ever saw a creche enter the Olympic Games? So I think it was childcare. I know Alison Felix was a big proponent of childcare being entered into the Olympic Games. So this, I think, is going to really change the landscape for competitive athletes, global and worldwide. But Alex, what about passion and purpose post-retirement? Now that you've retired and you've moved into obviously investing, advocacy roles, how do you continue to find motivation? And what's next for you in terms of purpose and work and impact?
It's really not hard. You know, I look at how big of an impact I can have by showing up to a ribbon cutting of one of my foundation events, of a new multi-purpose field or court that we're building, you know, around San Diego and soon to be in LA and my hometown as well of Diamond Bar. I look at that and just the eyes in the kids and just how they're so like, they just love this moment and they're going to cherish this moment. So just knowing that something like that can have such a big impact in the way that it did for me as a little kid, I want to keep showing up. And that's really what continues to motivate me.
And what message do you have for every single woman in this room who started out as a young woman with a vision? It doesn't matter, I guess, where you are in that vision. What words of encouragement do you have for these women here today?
I don't need to. You're all showing up. You're here. And I'm so proud to be able to stand in front of you or sit in front of you and be able to chat with you for a little bit, just seeing all these women and a few men. I see a couple allies around here showing up here today. Just thank you for what you're doing in your community, for the leadership that you have, inspiring the women around you and the next generation. So I just want you all to give a pat on your own backs.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our two-time Olympic medalist, two-time World Cup winner, Alex Morgan.
To present the Changemaker Award, please welcome the Managing Director at JP Morgan Private Bank. She was recently named the Los Angeles Times 2025 Entertainment Business Visionary, Malik Santini.
And what a privilege to be here celebrating such extraordinary women. Events like this remind us of the power of community, of what can happen when women come together to inspire, lift, and create lasting change. On behalf of JP Morgan, I want to express how truly honored we are to partner with visionary women. Your unwavering dedication to empowering and celebrating women who make a difference is both inspiring and transformative. Today's event is a powerful reminder of what can be achieved when passionate individuals and organizations come together with a shared vision for progress. We are deeply grateful to visionary women for creating a platform that recognizes and amplifies the voice of women. Your commitment to fostering meaningful dialogue, building community, and driving positive change continues to make a lasting impact. Thank you so much for your tireless work. The Visionary Changemaker Award is more than just a recognition. It celebrates women who not only achieve personal and professional excellence, but also dedicate themselves to driving transformative and economic change. These remarkable individuals uplift their communities, break down barriers, and serve as role models, inspiring future generations to dream bigger and reach higher. At JP Morgan, we are deeply committed to advancing women's leadership and economic empowerment, both within our firm and in the communities we serve. We believe that when women are empowered, entire communities and economies prosper. Our commitment extends beyond our walls. We actively partner with organizations like this very special one to amplify our efforts and drive meaningful change, whether it's through financial literacy, programs, leadership, development, or supporting women-owned businesses. JP Morgan is dedicated to helping women reach their full potential. Every year, this award reminds us that leadership takes many shapes and many forms, and that courage and compassion are just as vital as achievement. This year, we are thrilled to present the 2025 Changemaker Award to Alex Morgan. Alex's achievements on and off the field are extraordinary, but what truly sets you apart is your unwavering commitment to making a positive impact. You use your platform to advocate for equity, empower young women, and champion causes that actually really matter. Alex embodies everything that this award stands for. It is my great pleasure and my great honor to present the 2025 Changemaker Award to Alex Morgan.
Have you heard enough of me yet? Thank you so much to the Visionary Women for giving me this award. It's just really incredible to think back just a couple of years coming back to California and starting my foundation, digging into my community, and learning from one of the best, which is my mom. Some of my proudest moments, you would think, are the World Championships and Olympic gold medals, but they're not. They are taking the advice of my mother, settling the lawsuit of equal pay, and starting my foundation. So I really appreciate this award. Thank you to all the women who are here today as well, doing your part. Like I said, it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you so much.
We're back again for one last shout out before we close up this afternoon. What a great, great day. And we are at $220,000 for our scholarship fund.
But you know what, Shelley? We can make it to 250 or higher, don't you think?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So calling out, please do not forget to fill out your cards if you're so inclined, and know how many young women you're going to be making their lives so much better for them.
You're making such a difference. And again, we'll be collecting cards through the rest of lunch. Thank you again.
Thank you.
To close our program, please welcome Visionary Women's past president and board member, Nina Kodik, and Board of Directors member, Shirin Yadigar.
Wow, what a day this has been. From our panelists, to our honorees, to Alex Morgan, to our Next Gen Scholar, to our Women's Economic Empowerment recipient, I'm humbled to be up here. On behalf of Visionary Women, thank you all for being here, for lending your voices, your energy, and your passion to our 10th annual summit. This room truly embodies the power of vision, leadership, and community. I'm so inspired by today, and I hope you are too.
What a day it's been. I mean, do you all not just feel so inspired right now? I feel so empowered and inspired. To our members, thank you for your continued commitment that makes gatherings like today possible. And to our guests, if you felt inspired by what you experienced, we urge you to join. There are QR codes on your tables in the pamphlets. You can just click and join, and we'd love to have you join our sisterhood. You can also come up to any of the board members if you have any questions, and we're happy to chat with you.
Now I know why that first paragraph was so hard. Hey. Now, for our members and soon-to-be members, because we hope you will join, there's so much to look forward to. As you can see on our screen, our upcoming calendar is full of opportunities to come together. On October 23rd, we will first have our new member breakfast, so please join our community now so you can join us again later in the month. That will be at my home, and you will get to know some of your visionary sisters a little better. I promise it will be fun. In February, we'll take a one-day member-only trip to San Francisco, and we'll spend some time with our visionary sisters up north. That promises to be really exciting too. And finally, in April or May, we're working on our dates now, we will gather for our annual leadership retreat. This year, it will be to Santa Fe, and that will be an experience that always deepens our bonds and sparks new ideas. Last year, we went to Dallas. The year before, we went to Mexico City, and the year before that, we went to Napa. And it is truly incredible. So if you're interested in that, please join us as a leadership member, and we would welcome you on our trip. I promise you won't be disappointed if you join Visionary Women. We have been so moved by it, those of us on the board and members. We get so much more than we give, and we're just such a beautiful group of women that I don't know, inspire each other all the time. So please join us if you feel moved, and thank you again for coming today.
We just have a little fun to share before we all go out for some dessert and chatting, okay? So those of you who got raffles, we have the winners. Oh, it's not called a raffle, I'm sorry. It's opportunity, it's opportunity drawing prizes. That's what it's called, okay? So here we go, guys. Are you ready for the winners? Okay. Waldorf Astoria Ultimate Staycation Package goes to Lisa Sokolov. Are you here, Lisa? I hope you're here because you just won and it's yours.
You don't have to be here.
You don't have to be here. I'm just letting you know. I hope you're excited. Fifth Avenue Luxury in the Clouds goes to Catherine Biggers. And Pamper Yourself Peninsula Beverly Hills goes to Nina Connick.
That's what happens when you buy 10 books of tickets, ladies.
Really, today's discussions remind us that vision is not just about seeing the future. It's really about stepping boldly into it, hand in hand, lifting one another. As Carolyn Powers so eloquently said, our wildest dreams occur when we come together. And with that spirit, we invite you all to come outside into a conversation. We'll have coffee and dessert and be able to really continue to build these conversations. Like Bridget said, just say yes. Step into yourself, take all this inspiration with you, and we can't wait to see you all next time for another fun event. Thank you for being here.